Hi guys, welcome to another video on Abantu May. So I haven't been here for a while, but if you want to know why, check out my other channel, May in Bloom, where I made a live update and you will be up to date. Because if I'm doing an update here and an update there, that's if you're new here, welcome. My name is May. I speak about all things colonization, decolonization, consciousness, and of course empowerment and all that good stuff. I've been doing more in-life projects. That's something I wanted to do more of last year. So like real community building. Of course I know that the videos I make here also build community, but I wanted to focus more on in-life creations and community building and decolonization, and I got to do a lot of that last year. And speaking of empowerment, this is why I really wanted to talk about what's been going on in Africa recently. This whole pandemic going on. Or as Dr. Mumbi says, planademic. If you're not aware of her channel, please do check it out. Like, I've been watching a lot of her content. There's so much to talk about, that's what I would say. But the fact that most of the African countries just decided to follow suit and do exactly what the West has been doing is crazy. It's the same with the vaccines, if there are to be vaccines. The fact that we are all just eagerly waiting, and by eagerly I think it's mostly our corrupt puppets of presidents, because the truth be told, the African people are more awake than we give them credit for. That's why this whole thing is gonna blow up in their face. I really know it. Because first of all, Africa, fortunately, is one of the continents with the youngest population on the planet. They are not the same Africans that were colonized. They are not the same Africans that are going to buy into all the things that the previous generation bought into. I was even talking to my mom about this, and she was like, I have faith in Africa because the new generation is not the old generation. When the old generation dies, Africa will have a rebirth, a complete new birth. Because this creates for a different atmosphere, a different way of imagining our future in Africa, our African future for African people, and how that can look like. The fact that our governments have been sold out to the West in so many ways, and they're just mere puppets looking out for their own pockets, for their own future. Leaders that are so lazy that instead of empowering our people, instead of creating infrastructures where they don't have to send their kids to Western schools or when they get sick to Western hospitals, if they were so eager to empower and become sovereign nations, they wouldn't be investing their money in going abroad. They would want African to be led by African ideas, by African people, produced in a pro and pan-African institutions that teach African people, not that A is for Apple, but A is for Africa, right? A reality in which we exist, where our existence and our reality is at the forefront. Not living in this limbo that is invalid by the fact that we feel that progress, development, and the future looks like whatever our former colonizers are producing for us, right? So when this whole pandemic happened, instead of copy-pasting the solution that the West had implemented so blindly, what about we just got together as scientists? Because we have amazing brains in Africa. We have amazing people, geniuses, innovative people. We have them in the motherland. Don't be so fooled by this whole idea that all the great minds have fled Africa. I don't believe in that. Even I, as somebody from the diaspora who has grown up also in Africa, I know that we have amazing people. Even the people I meet here, even the community I started building in Denmark. There's so much innovation and so much talent and so much hope. You can just see in the new generation that we are fed up. We're not gonna fall for the same lies, like the West wanting to use us as guinea pigs for their new vaccine. What did I tell you guys in my last video? Like, go watch that video if you haven't, about vaccines that have been tested on Africans for generations. And these are the vaccines that we know about. They're so bold that they can even say that out loud. And of course, like, there were some leaders that came up and da-da-da, but there were a lot of other leaders that were very quiet, right? There were also a lot of too many African leaders that were quiet. And now there's like this thought that African leaders for years have been selling their people as guinea pigs to the West. Like, that's crazy. Like, but the thing I love about this, it's really showing who is for Africans. When the whole thing happened in China, where you saw people being kicked out of their houses, people being detained, people being blamed, African people being blamed for the coronavirus suddenly, for the virus suddenly, like, in the same country it apparently originated in. Now there, people never miss a chance to blame a disease on African people. I don't know why. I don't know why. Even when we saw the whole involvement of it and the fact that the West is so eager to say, this is gonna really hit Africa bad. This is really gonna be bad for Africa. Why are they so eager to predict our future like that? They feel so confident to talk about Africa. That like Africa has no say. Africa has no voice. Africa has no vision of itself. Africa has no direction of its own self. That it's always the West. Oh, don't worry Africa. We have a solution. We're gonna work out because we know you're gonna be hit the most. We just know it. Bullshit. Like really emancipate yourself from mental slavery in all its forms, spiritually, emotionally, academically. Yeah, because we were not taught. We didn't go to school to grow and become independent people. We went to school to be indoctrinated with a certain way of living, with a certain way of seeing the world, with a certain worldview, with the Eurocentric worldview. If you haven't watched that video, please do check it out on the Eurocentric worldview and how it's affected the world and how it continues to affect the world. It's the reason people now think there's only one way, one approach, one way of doing things, especially if you come from a quote-unquote third world country, when we all know we are all on the same one planet, and third world countries have made the Western world, have made the so-called first world countries. That's why this whole system is never going to work. We cannot believe in a progressive, in a development of Africa that is mirroring that of Western power. Like whenever the West gets involved, or China, I'm like, keep your eyes open, you know? As an African person, forget the governments, forget our leaderships, forget all that. We as African citizens in the diaspora or on the continent, we have to be self-reliant, critical thinkers, and as self-sufficient as possible. Self-sufficient in knowledge, in the way we get knowledge and information as possible. We need to educate ourselves on self-empowerment and liberation from a holistic perspective, mind, body, soul, and surrounding, and government, and infrastructure, and even our future. We need to decolonize our idea of how our future is supposed to look like, how progress is supposed to look like, how development is supposed to take place that is pro-African and it's aware of the African solutions. We can't keep importing minds that have been educated by the institutes of the same powers that put us in the situation we are and expect us to lead us anywhere than into the shark's mouth. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. We need curriculums in schools that are pro-African, that are aware of our African situation, that are going to create development, that are aware of the benefits and the advantages we have on the African continent. We have a lot of sun. We should all be going for renewable, sustainable energy. And what this pandemic is also showing is that, okay, if the world is cut off, nobody's importing or exporting. If that was to happen, who would survive? Who would survive? If nobody's taking food here or food there, energy here, who would survive? We're not interdependent as countries, but instead we're codependent, which is not a healthy way to coexist on this planet. We have to be interdependent countries, communities that can sustain themselves but then work together on a bigger scale. Also, we will have no power as individual countries, as individual races of people, unless we have that power to sustain ourselves, protect ourselves, educate ourselves, and develop our own ways of existing on this planet that doesn't have to be a copy-paste of that of the Western world. We cannot lead ourselves towards an empowered and dignified future if we are following the same protocol, the same systems and procedures of the same people that led us into darkness. Like, how does that make sense? Right? How does that make sense? Anyway, guys, I don't want to talk forever, but there's a lot we need to talk about. We need to reevaluate all our values, all our projections, all our aspirations, even our idea of a successful person or country, how that looks like. And it has to be something that Africans can aspire to, Africans can find dignity in, right? And if our leaders are not going to create it, don't worry. There's enough people awake who are willing to do that. So, keeping an eye on you, I'm telling.
Kajo, 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 kayo, kayo, kajo. Uyo me yale uozo.